So what I'm doing is I'm making some more lifting stones. I've got a 100-pounder, and now I need one. I'm going to need one soon that weighs around 120. So what I'm using is I'm going to use for a mold, instead of buying expensive molds, I'm going to use hopefully some found objects. And one of these things is I'm going to use a used helium cylinder. This is one of those helium cylinders that you buy, and this is one of the ones that says 50 balloons, up to 50 balloons. And I measured it, and it's slightly larger than a propane cylinder. It should be, according to my calculations. And the way I did it was, if you'll notice, after it was empty, I drilled out the hole, and then I added water, and then I weighed, I had the tare weight, and then I weighed the water. And that yielded 5.6 gallons of water is what it did by weight. And then I figure it's a roughly 20, I think 0.1 pounds per gallon is what cement weighs. So it should come out to about 118 pounds. Do not skip the hearing protection. It is loud, okay? Now, what equipment? So when you get in spots you need better control, you use a jigsaw. And then when you have spots where you've got a nice clear way to cut, then you can use your bayonet saw. And I've got it marked off with tape so I can see where I am in the job. So I've got tape here, I've got it held down to my bench. I started off with the jigsaw and I just started running up. Now I can get to the, now I've got to the bayonet saw section and I'm using that. I'm not wearing gloves. I should be. I'm going to put some on now. The edge is really rough and it will cut you to the bone like a razor blade. Do not touch the raw edge. It's also throwing a fair amount of metal shavings. Usually my glasses are sufficient, but I'm going to put on the safety stuff here to keep from, just to protect me a little more. Now we got to open it up and go at it from the inside because the nozzle is interfering with the ability of the saw to move around the thing. Now I'm going to take a file and soften those edges up a little bit. There is nothing more insidious and evil than metal shavings. They are worse than fiberglass. They will cut you, they will make you itch, they will bury into your flesh. If they get in your eye, they will blind you. Please be very careful if you cut metal, and then when you get done, don't blow it off or anything like that. Take it out somewhere and rinse it off, or take a vacuum cleaner and vacuum it off. Don't brush it off because it'll get into your, it'll cut you if it's got a rough edge. It'll get in your skin. So it's advised that you just either wipe it with a damp cloth carefully, wash it off, rinse it off, or something like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wood brace to help support it so that when it's standing up, it'll sit still while I'm trying to work with it. So the diameter is exactly 12. So I know now that I need to scribe a circle that's 12 inches around, and that'll be the pattern for the support. You can see I've scribed some semicircles here, and I'm going to make these props. So I cut myself a stack of angled props that'll fit the half of the sort of half pipe, and then I'm going to screw them on. Okay, so they're far from perfect. Some are a little longer than others, but they'll do the job, and they'll just keep it from rolling, and they'll keep it reasonably sturdy while I'm putting cement in it. Okay, here we go. We're going to, you see I have the form sitting there, and it looks like weight. Like, I don't know if my measurements are off or what, but just in case, if it doesn't hold 120 pounds for the cement, I have some weights here that I'm going to put inside of it to load it. Hopefully iron is way heavier than concrete, so hopefully I can load it up to 120. So it ended up being smaller than I calculated. So I end up sticking a bunch of iron weights in the middle. So now it's going to be guesswork. I have no idea how heavy this thing's going to be. I'm guessing it's not going to be that much heavier than the 100-pound rock I got. It's probably going to be like around 110 is my guesstimate, but who knows? We'll see. Okay, I cut a hole in the top, and then I duct taped the two halves together. Now I'm going to fill it up the rest of the way with cement. So apparently I miscalculated, and I don't know. And now I don't have any idea what these things are going to weigh. But I'm not going to let the concrete go to waste. I'm going to put some concrete in the bottom, and I've got some of this junk concrete that got broken up that I found underneath of the porch, and I'm just gonna mix that in and then just make some random rocks of various weights to train with, so that when I need warm-up weights and so on, I won't have to use sandbags. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. I'm gonna, again, I guess it's about maybe 110 pounds is my guess. We'll see. After I got all the tape and everything off of it, it turned out to be completely impossible to get it out of the form. If I had my ground to go over, I wouldn't have spent so much time prepping it and sanding the edges and filing the edges and making it nice. I would have just put the props on it on the bottom so it would stand up straight, and I would have poured it, because what I ended up having to do was get out the angle grinder and cut it out of the form. Yes,